on the podcast as well.
You're live on Facebook and everything.
We're live on the Facebook right now. I should turn the mics on, I bet. Hey, it's the Power Trip Morning Show live on Facebook and on the after party at 9:06 on the 7th of July, 2020. Cool.
Yeah.
It's raining outside, man.
Yeah, it's pouring.
I know. I wish it was raining inside.
Why?
I don't know.
That's a weird thing.
Are we normally in? We're normally in Detroit Lakes right now.
Yeah, we would be on
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, right.
Should have been an initials major this week.
That's right.
But I was too lazy to do it for real.
I
That's
don't blame
okay.
you, man. I don't blame you a
Hey,
bit.
I have some news.
Is we pregnant?
No.
Did we dump you?
No.
Did you dump we?
No, I would never dump weed.
Is the air fryer garbage?
No.
Did you dump in the toilet?
Yeah.
Did it
today
look
at
like
work.
peanut butter?
Today at work, yeah.
Did
It was
you
bad.
dump next to Chris Hockey?
Yes.
That's not news at all.
Simultaneous dumping?
Yeah, we did.
I didn't know it was you.
We
Did you guys
battled
talk?
shit. No, he didn't know it was me.
Hmm.
We would have.
Yeah. I would have taken pictures of it.
We would have just used the same toilet.
Why not? I'll just shit between
Oh,
the
and
legs.
before you give your news, are we at some point in this podcast going to rip the fact that we're being filmed? Are we ripping that or are we leaving that alone?
Why are we ripping it?
Let's see if we run out of things to say.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll rip
Let's
it,
see what his
obviously.
news is real
Awesome.
quick.
It's not that good, but it's news. It's not funny or interesting.
Oh, then bring it up.
Your beard's like a chia pet.
Why?
I like parts of it are longer than others.
Yeah, I don't know why. I got professionally
look
done.
at Corey.
Really?
Look at how his beard is longer in some places than others.
But it's on my face.
True that.
But it's on my face.
He's blind.
Butt is on my face.
It's like
Hi,
a Tom
Zach.
Green song.
Man,
Hey
look at
there.
it raining outside. I want to be out there naked.
Wow.
Tell me your news, God damn it.
Okay, here's my news.
Not funny or interesting.
Are we
It's
live?
funny. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, we're being filmed.
I shouldn't cuss, I bet.
Why?
You can cuss.
Okay.
Shit.
All right, go ahead. Tell me your news, damn it.
I
Come on, Ozzy.
believe I came up with a new game that we're gonna play tomorrow.
Is it called Hide the Pinky in My Asshole?
Oh
well, that's
why are you done?
Did you just call him Don Plier? Is that your name?
Don't you have any faith in me, Corey?
No.
Do you have faith in anything?
No.
Thanks,
George Michael.
Yeah, it'll be
Rubbing
fun.
nails.
I worked on it.
So wait a minute. So we had trivia going
It's,
every
it's
Wednesday.
still trivia, but it's a different twist.
Can you just tell us what it
No,
is?
no, you have
I'm
to wait till
excited.
tomorrow. Thank you,
I'm
Hockey.
excited.
It's still trivia.
Count me excited.
I can see your nips are hard.
Thanks, man.
Show the camera. Jesus.
Yeah.
They stick out that far.
Yeah, they do. They're pretty big, man.
So yeah, it'll be fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was news.
Zach, look at you. You're right on the camera. Corey can barely be seen.
Perfect.
Why do you not want to be
Shit.
seen? Why are you so
I
sassy?
don't know. Don't care really.
Where is that camera? Oh, there it is.
There you go.
I don't have a tan at all on this camera. Wonder why that is.
Hey, everybody.
I don't know.
Here's my
You're all
blonde hair, by the
healthy
way.
here.
Yeah, I like your look.
Yeah, you look great.
I wish you had gone just purple, like your Twitter picture looked like.
Yeah.
Like your crankhead.
Yeah. Yeah, like your crankhead.
It's very accurate.
It's purple?
Yeah.
That's being choked out
Yeah.
constantly. So
Yeah,
it's
from all the
purple.
boxing.
Yeah, you mean the super beast or whatever?
Yeah.
A bit earlier.
No. All right, are we out of stuff? Can we
No, I
start
got a
ripping
story
the camera?
for you.
Oh, okay.
Why not? Rip away.
Police in Russia will not be doing anything about a 90-year-old lady who they caught spreading feces on swings in her local neighborhood.
Yo, you shouldn't do
Your,
that.
your dad also found a genie today. That's funny.
Witnesses videotaped the older woman. Again, she's 90. That's more than just old. Would
Would you?
If she cleaned herself up and washed her hands.
Oh, she's famous. She's in the news.
Yeah.
Witnesses videotaped the older woman grabbing feces out of a paper bag
Oh,
and then
ew.
smearing it on some playground swings in Gachina.
Where?
Gachina. It's the name of the city.
Ugh.
Go for a good China right now.
I doubt it.
No, it's no. Locals say she has done similar things in the area for years.
Really?
Yeah, because she wants the swings dug up to make way for a flower bed.
So she wipes shit on
Well,
them?
she's fertilizing the future garden.
Yeah,
Right.
good point. Well played, Claire.
Reports indicate that the senior has tried to dig them up before, even swung her shovel at kids and people who tried to stop her from smearing the poo.
But honestly, a 90-year-old swinging a shovel is not even going to hurt.
Not that big a deal.
No,
No,
it's like
It's
yeah.
like a very strong breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Authorities have
her
said.
shit though. I mean, she has it in a bag, but do we know it's hers?
Well, that's a great question. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
she's
would
taking
assume it
donations.
is.
Yeah, right,
But
right.
maybe it's not. Maybe she's got a
Third
teammate
party
of sorts.
shit.
Yeah, maybe.
Authorities have asked social services to help deal with the 90-year-old feces smearer.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
Yuck.
Thank you. Florida police say a woman tried to burn down her own former home using a blowtorch.
Really?
Deputies from the Hernando County Sheriff's Office arrested 35-year-old Monica Gluck after she was seen leaving a home with a blowtorch in her hand. Witnesses say the woman was seen trying to set it on fire. Gluck reportedly confessed to wanting to burn down her former home because of the, quote, bad things that happened there, even though she doesn't really know who the current owners are.
isn't it weird? Like, I can't picture the hottest woman in the world with the last name Gluck. Aren't you almost doomed?
Yeah, probably.
Isn't it weird? That's the
yeah.
weirdest thing about names. I know I bring that up all the time, but I tuned out after you said her name was Monica Gluck. I'm like, what a fucking awful name.
That
How
is
do
a
you-
terrible last name. What if she's hot?
Monica's a sexy name, though.
Yeah.
Can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gluck is you gotta be unbelievably hot to pull that off.
What if she is hot?
It's the Gluck family. They're disasters.
Yeah.
You just know it.
It's like the Lambert family.
Very similar.
A Nebraska man is
Shit
scratching his
smears.
head.
That's the Hawkeyes.
They're out there wiping shit on swings.
Classic Gluck move.
Yeah.
In Gal China.
China.
A Nebraska man is scratching his head after finding an unusual object in his residence. Wynn Hall was draining his pond on his farm and discovered an ATM.
Never go
You
ATM.
have an ATM on his farm?
Yeah, somebody had basically stolen the ATM and thrown it into his pond. No word on if there was any cash inside.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, I guess.
It's about the story.
Yeah, sure.
Aren't
Good
those?
timing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aren't those impossible to break into? Like, and isn't it?
It's pretty
If
hard.
you break it into it,
Boy, that's a weird sentence.
like the catch gets
The dye
sprayed
pack.
and dye, so you can't use it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, like it's impossible.
If you were a part of my heist team, I would explain to you how an ATM works, but let's just say I don't have time to waste my time with it.
And if you were part of my orgy team, I'd show you how ATM works.
Never go ATM. That's
That's your opinion,
the
man.
number one reason I'm not a part of your orgy team.
Yeah.
That's
We're
not
called-
it.
That was question number
That's
one.
not
Is,
it.
do you go ATM? And I said, no.
Yeah. By the way, it's weird because you brought this up and I couldn't say it on the air, but now that we're on the name of my orgy team is the Chunk Stuffers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in it?
Me and your dad.
That's not an orgy.
Yeah. And a guy who goes, "Hey, you guys."
He's Italian. It's not sloth.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you might have some
It's
copyright
the, it's the
infringement.
guy that worked at the Telus.
Oh, the Tellos? That was Wales.
This is the bus boy.
Smitty you?
The bus boy is Smitty Oom.
No, I'm just kidding.
Classic bit.
That's a good top five.
I'm trying to find if I have anything left. I don't think I do.
I want to get to Corey's topic.
No, nothing good there. No, that's all I got.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. What's your topic?
No, I shouldn't rip the cameras. I'm sure this is a sponsored bit.
It's going to be a sponsorable bit. We just got to give them some numbers so they understand if there's deliverables.
Wow.
What?
That was a lot of paper that you threw down.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the
throw it
recycling
down.
bin over there.
Yeah. Throw it down.
Pow down.
We
Chow
probably
down.
should have an initials major in the next couple of months, even though it's going to be in the studio and not
Yeah.
on the road. I probably should put one together.
What about the car wash?
Oh shit! I keep forgetting about that.
I know.
I mean, we can
Yeah, we
do
can
that
do
now,
it, yeah.
socially distant, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
We just can't-
my guess is they can't get out of the car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's no reason we couldn't wash the outside of people's cars.
I'm definitely going to wear my blue jean shorts.
We probably have to wear gloves.
I was going to do that anyway.
People have touched car. Yeah. We'd have to wear
Well,
gloves.
we need to get Creasel and AJ because, again, it was the biggest gray area loophole of all time. But essentially, they have to pick out costumes that we are, quote, comfortable wearing, right? And I begged you guys to close that loophole before it started. But
Well,
if they put us in something that we don't want to be in, we technically can be like, well, I ain't doing that,
Right.
which is dumb because that's the bet. But they got to find stuff that we think is appropriate, and then we got to wear it and wash cars.
yeah, we should do that.
Was it 4 hours?
4
Yeah,
or
something
5,
like that. 4, yeah.
I forget if it's 4 or 5. But
I don't know. Let's just do it for 15 minutes at my house.
we'll wash a car and a
Yeah,
half.
that's right.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Or we just go to a car wash, have the car wash it, and we'll just dry them.
You guys ever heard of slate.com?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to this. I guess it's a listener email.
Is that a letter opener?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those.
Yeah.
man.
You got it.
Who are you
McLean.
shipping? Don't say my dad.
This is a letter from
You're shipping my
I
dad.
just say it looks like his asshole got fingered by Edward Scissorhands.
You ship
Right
my
on Facebook Live. Put it on
boy.
Facebook.
yeah,
Who cares?
you should see it.
You're sassy.
I don't care.
Looks like a roast beef sandwich down there.
Oh my God. A big Montana?
It used to be a pretty tight Montana.
Oh. Icky.
That's not Arby's sauce.
Ah, gross. Get help then.
Yeah,
We need to get
it's horsey
tested.
sauce.
Now it looks like a human brain.
No,
Oh, fuck.
I like to bring animals into the game. It's horsey sauce.
You and my dad are in a bestiality.
No, your dad is. I only do it because I love him.
Chris is in it for the photography.
I like horsies too. Yeah, I like
Real.
to see your dad happy.
Just,
Oh yeah, your dad likes to be impaled. Speaking of that,
Sauce really likes jokes about his dad getting banged by things.
it's funny. It's funny.
it's not funny to your mom, especially when we make her watch.
Oh, I don't need to do that.
We do.
To do that.
No, we don't have to. 'Cause she likes to watch, but we like to make her watch.
Yeah, it's like Clockwork Orange.
Yeah,
Except she's when you go to put the things, she's like, not necessary. I'll gladly watch.
no, we tape her eyelids open. We do. Yeah,
Let the
I'm gonna
boy
pee my-
watch.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you were saying something about Slate or something?
Yeah, Slate got this letter from a reader. I'm a single father in my late 30s, interested in getting back into the dating game following a 2-year hiatus. As someone who spent most of his 20s involved in making pornographic movies, I've spent my 30s normalizing sex and relationships. As an extremely well-endowed man, I came to accept the idea for a long time that I would never serve more than one purpose to a woman, and that a serious, committed relationship was just not in the cards for me. That I was essentially a novelty act for curious women who liked big dicks.
That's the story.
I'm just reading an
Oh,
email.
I'm sorry.
What a freak! Get lost, freak.
I don't want to give a potential partner the impression that sex is unimportant to me. I like getting it on. But I also don't want to feel like I'm being used for my big peen.
Well, it must be really rough being this guy. So far, lots of sympathy
Poor
to
thing.
most of us that are listening to this story.
He
Tough
says,
break for this guy.
how do I approach the subject without scaring off a potential partner? And here's the letter back.
You just give him a southern accent.
I did. I don't know why.
Where is he-
I don't know.
Where's
What am I
he
supposed
from?
to do with this thing?
Yeah, is it what's his face from the cowboy video game?
Signed more than a D. Here's the letter back, the advice. Dear more than a D.
Jesus.
No dick is too big.
Who wrote back to him?
Your dad.
God.
AJ, is this the test you were looking for?
Is this what you wanted?
No D is,
Was it Dear No D is too big? Signed LL.
here's the letter back from Jeff Lambert. No dick is so big that it has to precede your entry into a room, at least with properly fitting jeans. I suspect that co-modifying your body may have affected your perception of your worth. I don't know what that word means. If you have more to offer than just a giant slong, then offer that right up front. Foster an emotional connection. go on multiple dates without getting it on or even talking about sex. To do so will not necessarily imply that you're uninterested in sex. It'll just hide that monster dick of yours. Signed, Lawyer Lambert. P.S. Here's my address.
And I'm interested.
Send pictures.
Proving that Lawyer Lambert doesn't care about the enormity of the Wang. 3 or 4 of his last long-term relationships. Can I go through the list?
Yeah.
Seabiscuit, War Admiral, Whirl Away, Cigar,
Ick.
American Pharaoh.
Ick.
Barbaro, R.I.P.
Oh.
He died.
Yeah, he did. Not before he gave it to your dad.
Jesus. He's probably watching this.
The
Your
War
dad?
Admiral?
Yeah, I mean, Barbaro isn't.
My dad?
War Admiral isn't, but your dad. I doubt your dad has access to Facebook.
He's an inspiration.
Yuck.
All right.
Is this over yet?
No, I think we got more that we got to do. Let me see. Yeah, we got 4 more minutes left of
Dear
this.
God.
Yeah, man. Zach,
Yeah, baby.
what's going on with your life today? What are you doing
Yeah,
today?
what are you doing today?
Come on, man. Tell us about it.
I mean, I'm gonna, leave the building here in a little bit
And do what?
and drive my car.
Whoa.
Thanks,
and,
Tracy Chapman.
I don't know where I'm going, man. I'm just gonna let the road take me where it takes.
You going to
me.
Canes? Oh.
God, I'm starving.
It's not a bad idea.
I got something that'll take up the next 4 minutes. I told you before we
Oh, yeah. You had something interesting?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
And I'm going to not
Love
do
him.
this justice, but there's a podcast, and man, you want to listen to podcasts instead of this show.
Oh, boy.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's on with Russell Brand on his podcast. And they were talking about, because Russell's into spirituality, not necessarily any specific religion, but religion in general, believes there's a higher power. And Neil deGrasse Tyson is a science man, obviously, and it's a really good discussion the two of them have. And at one point, paraphrasing, Russell Brand says, here's the deal. Like, there's things that science can't explain, like what was here before the big boom and Big Bang, whatever you call it, and what is the God particle and all that jazz. And Neil deGrasse Tyson says the following. He's like, it's not just that we can't understand it. It's that either our brains aren't capable of comprehending it, or we just aren't yet capable of comprehending it. He goes, check this out. He says, there's a 2% difference between the DNA of a chimp and the DNA of a human.
Yeah.
2% difference. But that 2% is the difference between being able to fly to the moon and being able to, get a banana out of a tree.
Yeah.
Right? 2% difference in our DNA is that giant. He said, imagine if an alien race landed on the planet that was 2% more advanced than we are. The gulf between a chimp and a human is only 2%. Imagine just the 2% difference between us and what might be out there as an alien race.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
That
blows my mind to think about such
Right.
a thing. I mean, a 2% jump might be enough to get them here and figure out how to get here. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the theory on why I don't believe UFOs or spaceships have ever been
what
here.
are they called, Hockey?
UFOs.
UFOs, yes, thank
why
you.
spaceships have never been here is if you are capable of traveling at the speed of light or close to the speed of light, which basically you'd have to be to get across how big the universe is.
Right.
You're not coming here to probe humans' assholes, right? You're so much more advanced than that.
If they're from planet Lambert, they are.
Right? Every story. I got probed anally. They're not like, oh, I'm so curious about humans. They didn't fly across the fucking universe to anally probe one species. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Pull your hands up.
The 4th or 5th episode of the new Unsolved Mysteries,
Is alien related?
and it's
Dumber than shit?
you didn't see it, did you? Hockey?
No, I only watched the first one.
It's so bad because
Why?
the people that are involved, you're like, come on, this story is so shit. Every time you watch it, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. He talks about how like it happened and like He doesn't like talking about it because it's embarrassing. He doesn't want to be known as the weird alien guy.
Of course.
But he claims he was like transported by them. Yeah, it's.
But again, one of my favorite theories about the evolution of technology is, again, more to your point or Neil deGrasse Tyson's point about where we are. Think of how close we are with nuclear weapons, right? We are buttons away from wiping out our entire planet, right?
Yeah, right.
So now back to his theory, you advance technology with something that's 2% more advanced than we are, right? And again, have the technology for intergalactic space travel, right? Their weaponry is so advanced that there's and I forget the name of the theory, but it's basically that you are so much more likely to destroy yourself before you ever get off your own planet, because you have to have insane weapon technology or technology to even remotely experience space travel.
Right.
So it's you have to dodge your own bullet before you're dodging other bullets from other planets, which is super fascinating because we are a perfect example of that. We're barely off this planet and we're blowing the shit out of each other. Meat sauce.
Lord Edward.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just terrifying to think about it.
It is sassy.
Did you have something to add, Zach?
No, I just.
Oh, I thought you did.
I just hope we don't blow all of us up. You know,
Jesus.
blowing each other up is not a good thing.
Like think of let's project out the next 200 years of human evolution, right, and human advancement.
Sure.
If you had to be right, would you say we colonize Mars in the next 200 years? Like truly colonize it, not 50 people, but like half of us are on Mars, right? Or a ton. Let's say well, maybe not half. Let's say there are millions of people though on Mars in the next 200 years.
Yeah.
Or we somehow blow this planet to smithereens. In terms of human life, what's more likely?
The latter.
I think it's by a mile and a half, right? That we end up fucking it up here more than starting over somewhere else. Even though you could do them simultaneously, right? You could find a way to colonize a different planet while the people that are back here still F it up.
Yeah.
Well, we've fucked up a lot of things, humans, in the history, but we haven't had it to where we had nuclear weapons. So it's a really interesting experiment because, you know, you go back to ancient Rome and all the other civilizations that we've just completely destroyed because of ourselves. What is it going to be like now with this civilization? How are we going to destroy ourselves? And is it going to be complete obliteration?
I'm going to go home and destroy myself.
Yeah, I know.
Same.
Bennett Lieber and I talked about this once. I'll still argue this, and maybe this is just super self-serving, but I think if you look at the entire history of humans on Earth, right, modern humans are something like 200,000 or 300,000 years old.
Yeah.
I think you could argue that we legitimately are born in the absolute most interesting 100-year window in the history or future of Earth, because basically the internet and technology boom that we saw in the last 100 years went from 0 to 1,000 in 100 years, right? And obviously it's going to exponentially get crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier, but we basically were the first domino, right? You could say like, well, yeah, but such and such had like we did the printing press and we did paper and we did the wheel. I'm like, yeah, but none of that did anything, right? It really didn't. Think like it would advance us for like the next 300 years, but it didn't knock over the dominoes until the last 100 years. And living during the internet age, I just think is unbelievably fascinating to see how we went from, well, think about this. I was thinking about this the other day too. When I was watching that Michelle McNamara bit about the Golden State Killer.
Yeah.
I would love to ask an FBI agent how difficult it truly is to be a serial killer in 2020. Because they still exist, but it has to be harder to do it.
Well, that's
just because of technology. It's got to be unbelievably hard to get away with it that many times. Like it was even 20 or 30 years ago. It was like you could kill 15 people that are like, we don't have any clues.
right. That's
Now it's impossible.
Now you can't go
It's so
anywhere
hard.
without being filmed.
Film,
You couldn't go to a
DNA
sorority, like basically like
Bundy.
an awful example, but Ted Bundy. You couldn't go to a college campus and just
Walk.
rip it apart
Right,
without
there's
being
cameras.
seen. And of course.
I don't know. I think we're in this really weird. I think if humans survive another 1,000 years, I think they're going to look back at this window and say that's when everything changed more than almost anything else. It's this last 100 years.
And they're going to say it all started with the Power Trip Morning Show.
Yeah.
And the fact that we filmed an after party podcast was the game changer. That was the difference.
Yeah. All right.
We all ended up being billionaires.
Do you think?
I think so.
Are we going to change our family's history?
God, I hope so.
Me too. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be great for all
I
of
like
us.
your hair, Hogs.
Thanks, baby. Your dad does too, especially the hair on my balls.
Wow. I thought you manscaped it.
I stopped the recorder, but I think we're still on Facebook. So.
And
Goodbye.